So, again, the last harvest season is coming from the earth. Yahuwah is harvesting people. First fruits and foremost, Yashra'al. And also there would be a mixed multitude from the nations that would also follow Torah. Now, I pray that we got some understanding there. All right? I don't want to go too far. The next thing I want to discuss is how to read the Torah. The question that is usually asked in defending our position, all right, in delivering or believing in the Mashiyach is for us to prove our points without going to the Greek Hadashah. All right? So whenever you're talking to somebody, say, listen, you know what? It's real easy to see the Messiah in the New Testament, but can you show it to us in the Old Testament? The way that we do this is what I just did. The scriptures tells us that we get this type of understanding through parables, prophetic shadow pictures, which are instructions on how to understand prophecy in the scriptures. Now, to prove to you that the only way that we would be able to get this type of understanding, first and foremost, would be what we call through the Ruach. And there are instructions letting us know how to read the scriptures. Okay, let's go to the book of Ezekiel or the book of Ezekiel, the 24th chapter, and read verses 1 to 3. And I want you to pay very close attention to how scriptures are supposed to be read. All right? And it's not here a little, there a little. That breakdown is totally incorrect. That is not what that scripture is saying in ancient Hebrew at all. That is not what that is saying. We tackle that a little bit later. Ezekiel, Ezekiel, the 24th chapter, 1 to 3. We're going to read it with strength and with authority.
Ezekiel chapter 24, verse 1. Again, in the 9th year, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, write you the name of the day, even this same day. The king of Babel set himself against Jerusalem this same day, and uttered a parable unto the rebellious house.
Utter what?
Into the rebellious house.
No, verse 3 again.
And utter a parable.
And utter a parable, because he's speaking to who? The nation of Israel. And he says, utter a parable. Go ahead.
Unto the rebellious house, and say unto them, Thus say the Lord, set on a pot, set it on, and also pour water into it.
Exactly. So we're going to start right there, okay, because we don't want to go into the actual parable. But what I'm trying to show here now is that the way that the Father is speaking to the rebellious house of Israel is through parables. All right? Well, let's get some more witnesses to that. Let's go to the book of Proverbs 25 and 2. Proverbs 25, 1 and 2. I'll read it. It says, These are the Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Yehuda, copied out. It says, It is the esteem of El to conceal a thing. All right? The word thing there is the word matter. But the honor of kings to search out a matter. So in order for us to find out exactly what's going on in the scripture, we would not be able to read it like we read any other ordinary book. That's not how it is going to happen here. It's going to take some research, some time, some investigation. It's going to take some of you putting down the remote control, all right, telling your Yashra'al, and Yashra'al telling the Yashra'al, listen, you know what? I need a little time to dedicate towards studying. All right, because it's not going to just pop out at you all at once. And the reason why is because, like my brother just brought out in the book of Ezekiel, the 24th chapter, verses 1 through 3, Israel is a rebellious people. So being that you went astray, it is our responsibility now to find our way back home. All right, that's the whole key of it. It is your responsibility now to find your way back home, being that we all collectively broke the laws, statutes, and commandments. We're going to go to the book of Psalms. The book of Psalms, the 78th chapter. the 78th chapter, and we're going to start with verse 1 through 4. It says, "Give ear, O my people, to my Torah. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard." Again, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us, but at present date and time, we don't remember or know. Right? Verse 4. "We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generations to come the praises of Yahuwah and his strength and his wonderful works that he have done." So again, parables will be very, very important. We're going to go to just two more, the book of Hosea, 12 and 10. The book of Hosea, 12 and 10. Who has that? Okay.
Hosea chapter 12, verse 10. "I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions, and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets."
Similitudes. That's going to be very, very important also. Similitudes is how the Father is speaking to the nation of Yashra'al. And one more, the book of Ezekiel, the 17th chapter, verses 1 through 2. And that, the one he just read? Oh, Ezekiel, the 17th chapter, verses 1 through 2. And what we're trying to show here is that the Father is actually speaking to the nation of Yashra'al in parables. All right? There was a time when Israel was obedient, where we had a mediator, which was Moshe, and we got the words through, again, a mediator, but the Father spoke to Moses. We have Pani, or face, or Pani, which is face to face. But because of wickedness, it's not so like it anymore. Ezekiel, the 17th chapter, verses 1 through 2.
"And the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Son of man, put forth a riddle and speak a parable unto the house of Yashra'al."
Right. Speak a parable to the nation of Yashra'al. This is how the Father speaks to the nation of Israel. Okoti had asked a little bit earlier. Well, there's some that actually read the same book. They're reading the King James Version, the NIV, the Sefer Bibles, but they're still saying that they believe in the Messiah, but they don't believe that the Messiah that came like 2,000 years ago was the actual Messiah, because they don't see him fulfilling the prophecy where Israel was supposed to have been regathered at the first coming. That's the thing, at the first coming. They were expecting now the Messiah to fulfill everything at the first coming, but according to Scripture, he was not supposed to come and fulfill everything at the first coming. What you're actually reading is going to be very important, because we have what we call the Masoretic text. All right, we need to understand who are the Masoretics and what is the Masoretic text versus the Septuagint. What I like to read is the British Septuagint. I like to read the scriptures in Aramaic and obviously in Hebrew. That way, when I cross-examine, I'm making sure that every single thing lines up, and everything doesn't line up in the Masoretic text. The Masoretic text would be what I have in the King James Version, and a lot of what a lot of us have today, which is the Masoretic text. Watch this, all right? I have some information I want to share with you, and I can pass on the information to you after class. The history goes a little bit like this. There was a tribe living in the Middle East that had a collection of sacred texts written in Hebrew, Chaldean, and Aramaic. And as we know, it is the nature of sacred texts to be venerated and transmitted from generation to generation, unaltered. Now, everybody knows this. This is basic ABC understanding. as time passed, members of this Hebrew tribe, they immigrated to areas where Hebrew, Aramaic, and the Chaldeans were not spoken. Israel went through captivities. A large community settled and prospered in the city of Alexandria in Egypt. Everybody knows about the great library in Egypt, right?
Yeah.
That was burned down, that was destroyed. All right. We understand through the different captivities, and the last captivity, well, next to the last captivity, we had the Babylonians, right? You leave with that for sure, Babylonians. Then we had the Persians. Then we had the Greek. Excuse me, yeah, the Medo-Persian Empire. The Greeks. Then we had the Romans. Interesting enough, though, is that these two captivities, major captivities, we knew who we were. This particular captivity here is when we started to fall away, following Greek customs, where Israel slowly began to lose their identity. And under this captivity here, we're like a needle in a haystack. Okay, I mean, it's real bad, real bad. And I was told not to go through it yet, so I'm not going to go to it, but just a hint is that when we begin to look at the East Gate, okay, when we look at the setup of the temple, we have a Hebrew word for right, shamin. And then also, when you begin to look at this word here, with the coming of the Messiah, the West Gate is going to represent destroying all Western ideology, and which is actually now the reason why we have a hard time understanding Scripture. Like I was explaining to Mashiyach last night, is that anybody know the first books in the Torah? I don't want Mashiyach to make mention of these books because we already talked about it.
First books?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Genesis, right?
Exodus.
Genesis, Exodus,
Leviticus. Numbers.
What's the other one?
Judges. Deuteronomy. Yes.
No, it's not. Just the Tanakh.
Joshua.
No, we have Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. There's another one.
Not Joshua?
Psalms?
This is the law of feelings. It's no humor. Okay. What's happening now is that this right here, this book supersedes this book, this book, this book, this book, this book. Because we all know what the Torah says, but we made up this book here where we say, listen, you know what? I know what it says, and that's the answer to the problem, but why can't we talk about my feelings here? And so this now destroys the whole foundation, because we can also call this like the Mishnah. So it's you're adding to, or you don't want to see the foundation, and this is what causes the problem. And so what I'm saying is that, what if now we were to actually put these books into play, leave this out, the way that the Scripture said that we should, and the Father said that if we was to keep these books, okay, that He would swiftly return and deliver His people.
Wow.
You know, so that's what's going on here. This book doesn't exist, all right? We made up that book. But anyway, all right? Around 250 BC, 70 rabbis translated the text into Greek. Everybody knows the whole thing about Ptolemy Philadelphus, and they needed to translate the Torah into Greek. So this happened in 250 BC, when it says 70 rabbis or 72 rabbis got together in about 70 days and actually got this translation together. Now, this is what's important. Dates. This happened around 250 BC. The project was approved by the high priest and the Sanhedrin Council in Jerusalem. The Septuagint The translation of the 70 was an official document. All right, it was an official document. A Hebrew Bible that exists today. It was used by Jews or Yahudim everywhere. It was called the Masoretic text. So we have something else that's coming on now, which is the Masoretic text, which is different in a lot of points now from the Septuagint. The Masoretic text, it was compiled around 700 AD. It is almost 1,000 years newer than the Septuagint. I just want to make sure that everybody's understanding what I'm saying. I don't want to go too fast. All right? We have the Septuagint. Okay, the Masoretic text came 1,000 years plus later. So there are older editions and more accurate editions than the Masoretic text we'll be reading now. This is the reason why Mashiyach should tell you, I mean, it's not just, and she does the same thing. There's not just the Torah or the Bible that I have. I have to have like 3 or 4 books just to make sure that the information is correct, because my salvation depends on it. I want to make sure that I give you the best information possible. Now watch how this goes now. Being that the Masoretic text, okay, there's a 1,000-year difference between the two books, and the Septuagint is the oldest of the books. We have, with the compiling of the Masoretic text, the rabbis who compiled the Masoretic text were no longer accountable to the high priest in Jerusalem. That's a problem. There were no high priests at that time. The rabbis were compiled, they compiled the Masoretic text. They were not accountable to the Sanhedrin in Jerusalem because there was no Sanhedrin council during that time. And the Masoretic text came into existence around between the 8th and the 11th CE. All right, so this is a very long time. We had the Septuagint floating around until the Masoretic text came in. Again, the Septuagint predates the first appearance of the Masoretic text by almost 10 centuries. The Septuagint is based upon a Hebrew text at least 12 centuries older than the text upon which the Hebrew version is based upon. Yet, modern Christians' translation of the Old Testament relied on the Masoretic text and not the Septuagint. I don't know why. Again, this is the reason why we have to make sure that we do our research. And we're going to go into that scripture when we talk about here a little, there a little. This is how we break down the scriptures. That is not what that scripture is talking about. This is the problem that I found. Most of the quotations from the Old Testament and the New Testament, use the Septuagint as a primary source. The integrity and truthfulness of the Septuagint is completely dependent on the Septuagint being a truthful translation, which is discredited the Septuagint and there is no New Testament. There was no controversy about the integrity of the Septuagint until around 250 BC until 135 AD, which had happened to provoke dissatisfaction with the Septuagint among Jews. We have Ananias and Caiaphas and the Sanhedrin had rejected the messianic claims of the Messiah. Again, Ananias, we begin to read the story in the book of John. Ananias and Caiaphas and the Sanhedrin had rejected the messianic claims of the Messiah. The New Testament documents had been written and were circulated by 70 AD. The Yahudim knew the credibility of the Christian gospel depended on the credibility of the Septuagint. Something had to be done. So around 95 AD, everybody that's doing research, everybody knows about Rabbi Akiva, all right? Everybody knows and heard of Rabbi Akiva. Oh, okay, no problem. What about Bar Kokhba? They said that he was actually the Messiah. The so-called Jews, they do that all the time. Yeah, but I'm going to give everybody a copy of this. Yeah, I'm gonna make
A question.
Sure.
Is that why Ananias and Sapphira died? Because they didn't believe in Mashiyach? Because remember, they died.
Right.
You remember they were struck dead. And I always wondered about their death. I mean, they said they lied to the Holy Spirit. The King James Version said they lied to the Holy Spirit.
Right.
And so they died. They sold the land and they both conspired to say different prices. And then under the Paul, was it Paul or Peter that was struck dead?
Right, because they was trying to form a community.
Right, so is that, why did they actually, is that why?
No, this Caiaphas that I'm talking about here now is during the time when the Messiah was actually alive and he was doing his ministry.
Okay.
Remember, there was a high priest at that time. He had stood up in the congregation and he had said, listen, you know what? Let's go to it. Let's just go to it. The book of John. Just find it right quick. Actually, it's John, the 11th chapter, verse 49. Just let me know when you have it. You good? Let's go. And one of them, named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, which were the other priests, you know nothing at all, nor consider that it is expedient, and we know that the word means expedient means to our benefit. So it is to our benefit for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not. Verse 51, and this spoke he, which is Caiaphas, not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that the Messiah would die for that nation, okay? Because during the time of the Messiah's ministry, only Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and some of the stragglers from the other tribes was in Jerusalem at that time. So not just that nation only, meaning southern kingdom, not just the southern kingdom only, but also that he should gather together, which is reunification, bringing the two sticks together, and not for that nation only, but he should also gather together in one the children of Yahuwah that was scattered abroad. Okay, so now, this is what I'm talking about here, where at this point now things are starting to go in disarray, so we see a lot of things being changed. And this is what I'm talking about now, where we should be looking not into just the King James Version, but if we do, just try to make sure that you have a Hebrew English Bible along with you. Try to understand the language a little bit better. That way, you're making sure that the translation and understanding that you're getting is a little bit more accurate. Now, the King James Version, he does a fairly good job. I know the 1611 does, because we have words that are in italics, words that are in parentheses, letting us know that those words were never there in the beginning. And in the 1611, it even on the left, on the right side of the page, it has what the word actually might mean that's in italics in Hebrew. So the King James Version, I would give credit, a little bit more credit, versus the newly inspired version, I call it, the NIV. All right, so that's just a quick little tidbit on that there. But getting back to the lesson here, because I have a few more things I wanted to bring out before it gets too late. Around 95 AD, Rabbi Akiva, who later proclaimed Bar Kokhba as the Messiah, hired a man named Aquila to translate a Hebrew to Greek version of the Old Testament, and that would undermine the messianic claims found in the Septuagint. Some scholars believe that the Masoretic text was in part on this tedious translation by Aquila. For example, if you can go to the book of Psalms 22:16. Psalms 22:16. I'm going to need some help too. Excuse me? Okay, 22:16. What do you have there?
I have a different Bible. Mine is the African Hebrew Bible, so it's a little different.
Okay.
It says, for dogs have surrounded me, A crowd of evil ones have encircled me, piercing my hands and my feet. I count all my bones. They stared at me. They divided my garment among them, and for my raiments they cast lots.
Where you at, verse what?
I'm on verse.
13.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I just need verse 16. Let's go with, Zacchaeus, what do you have for verse 16? 22:16.
The dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked has enclosed me, they pierced my hands and my feet.
Right. So actually, I have good versions. Anybody has where they replace the word pierce with lion, L-I-O-N? There's a lot of translations have taken out that word pierce and they replace it with the word lion.
Yeah.
Just huh? Yeah.
What does lion mean?
A lion, Aria means there's lion in Hebrew.
Right,
So, but the whole thing now is that without the correct reading
right.
and understanding of it, little things like that. I already read this now from other versions where it says, dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me, they aligned my hands and my feet. This is going to like change the whole meaning of the story here, and that's what we're trying to do. Like in the book of Isaiah 53:11, that'll be the last one I'm going to bring out, and then we'll go ahead and finish up the lesson. We go to the book of Isaiah 53:11. I got my Yashra'al to read out before you. Then I'll have see what that, because you have a laptop here, so let's see what.
Isaiah 53:11. He shall see the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities.
Right. So, Yehuda, what do you have for 53 and 11? That's the Sefer Bible that you have, right? Okay.
He shall see of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities.
The word that is missing is the word light. L-I-G-T. Okay, L-I-G-T. So actually, I'm gonna get it. And watch now how this, the reading changes. Should we take a pause? Excuse me? Okay, what do you have?
Mine says, 53:11 says, he will see the result of the suffering of his life and be satisfied. Though his knowledge, through his knowledge, my righteous servant makes many righteous.
Okay.
I have a different version.
Okay, what do you have? What's he?
After the suffering of his soul, he will see the light
He will see the light.
of life,
Life?
light of life,
Okay.
and be satisfied. By his knowledge, my righteous servant will justify many, and he will bear their iniquities. Okay.
What do we have? The last one. Let's show us one more here. In Isaiah, the 53rd chapter, verse 11. And so far I've got together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, so far 20 translations that are different from the Masoretic text versus the Septuagint. Oh, it's good. Oh, okay. Like for example, Psalms 145:13 is completely omitted. It's not even there.
Psalms 21,
145:13.
Psalms 145:13. That's taken down.
Yeah, it's not. But let's look at Psalm Isaiah 53:11. It says, and he shall see. So the question is that, what shall he see? The word ra'ah in Hebrew grammar is going to be very important. So what shall he see? What he's going to actually see now, the he now, we have to identify the pronoun he. The he is, it has to be referring to a person. Now, he shall see light of the travail of his soul and shall be satisfied. So this particular person who I believe to be Yashra'al Mashiyach, for everything that he's going to go through, he's going to see the light or the reason why he's going to go through what he needs to go through. He shall see the light of the travail of his soul, and he shall be satisfied because of what is going to accomplish. By his knowledge shall so again, we have two people or two conversations or two personalities here. He, we have to identify who's the he, shall see the travail of his soul and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many. So the question then becomes now, if we can't find the Mashiyach in the Old Testament, my question is this. In verse 11, who is this referring to?
Father.
The Father?
Yeah, he shall see the light of his soul.
Right, the mind would be, I'm saying exactly, would be the Father. And we have here now is that this person here is going to see light or the reason why he needs to do what he needs to do in order now, as it says, shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear the iniquities, he shall bear their iniquities. So we then have to look at the word bear. So we have a lot that's going on here.
Well, it has to be that in verse 11 when it says he shall see the suffering, they have to be talking about Yeshua, because he's the one who suffered.
Well, some said it was David.
Some said it was Israel, but it's not talking about.
No, some said it was some people said it was John the Baptist.
Baptist, yeah.
But what's happening here now is that you can lead a horse to the water, but it's going to be up to them whether or not he really wants to accept it. If my gospel be hid, or if my good news, or my basora be hid, it is hid to those that are lost. So what I'm trying to do here now is that show some things that we learned in school, where we have he, all right, we have to identify who's the my, that's talked about there, and who's the there.
Israel.
I mean, so it has to flow somehow.
Let's come together.
But he,
It would appear to me, here's that book of feelings again. It would appear to my knowledge that if the person is talking to he, would be Elohim himself. And then he's talking about.
And he would be who now?
That he would be Elohim, Yaakov, talking to.
If we had to identify that, I mean, you don't want to get into that type of lesson. This would be Yehovah Elohim or Yahuwah?
Yahuwah. Well, I would refer it back to.
Okay,
Yahuwah,
this would be the Father or the Son?
the Father.
Okay, and just you said this is this is the Father. So.
And the light of light satisfied would be the people of Israel.
So the Father shall see the light of the travail of his soul.
No.
So you said that he is who?
In terms of speaking, for me reading it, I would see that the Father has said something, and he's talking about his Son, because his Son has taken the suffering. Now, the light in life is me, the Israelite, to understand that I will receive the light of my life, to be satisfied knowing the knowledge of his righteousness, who was his servant who suffered, and to justify the iniquities of the people, we the people.
Okay, we have he, the pronoun he, shall see. So this particular person, he's going to see light of the travail of his soul. So the he and the his are actually working synonymously together. So the he and the his would be the same person.
Yes.
So the father isn't going to see the travail of his soul. It's going to actually be the mediator, okay, that he's going to send, okay, to bear the iniquity of the children of Israel. So we have now he, which is Mashiyach, who I believe to be the Mashiyach, he's going to see the travail of his soul. So there will be something coming out of his death. Out of his death now, he should be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant. So who is actually calling this person that's going to die? This person is calling this person my righteous servant. My argument is that it's the father who's actually calling his son my righteous servant. What's actually happening now is that we are going to this next week. They say that only Israel is the servant. Israel is the servant. But we're going to also show next week where as it was for the bride, so would it be for the groom. This is the reason why we say now that the Messiah is taking on the sins of the adulterous woman. And I don't want to go too far into that until next week, but we're going to show that the Messiah is the servant and Israel is also called the servant. All right?
And that's where a lot of people confuse as if the three Jesus say, oh, this is not talking about Yeshua, this is talking about Israel.
Right. That's just what they're saying.
Right.
Now watch, if we was to go real slow, unless I'm missing something here, he shall bear, or he shall see the light of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge, this person is going to have knowledge, and my righteous is one of the attributes now also of the Messiah, because his name should be called Wonderful, right? So, I don't know which part, all right? All right, so again, the piece of the puzzle, it has to fit.
And also, Maureen,
Yes.
if I may, when we look at this word Father, always remember, we're looking at this word Father, you're going to see it a lot throughout the Torah and Tanakh. And you have to understand it from the perspective, or a Hebraic perspective, meaning the authority of the house, or the strength. Because you got to remember, somebody entered into covenant with a man.
Exactly.
He has a household.
Right.
He has a place to govern and rule over.
Right.
So we're looking at something we have to keep in mind. We're thinking Hebraically, and knowing that the Father, he cares. You have to, whenever you see that word Father, to know that it's talking from a perspective of the authority of a household.
Right.
That's why even in the Ben Study tells that no man has seen from the Father or heard from him at what? At any time in live.
Right.
Because we're talking about a household. Remember, somebody betrothed someone and entered into marriage with them. Now they'll bring them back to their house to nourish, to protect, shelter, and take care of. So he's the authority of that house. Because a lot of times what happens with us, we start reading the Old Testament, when we see that word Father, we start thinking now that you got two things going on. You got one that's higher than another one, and you deal with two things at the same time. You can't look at it that way, because the Tanakh is a contract. But who gave the contract to the people? Somebody had to enter into covenant or marry with them.
Absolutely. I agree with you totally. Absolutely.
I agree.
Now watch this. Just like Maureen said, anybody know what the word Father is in Hebrew? Oh, you said right. So we have the Aleph and the Bet. And you're absolutely correct. The word is Ab, not Abba. Abba is actually more, it's Ab. Yeah, just the Aleph and the Bet. Ab. As like an Abinu, which would mean our Father. When we begin to see the Father's prayer. Well, watch this. What's the first letter that you see in the Genesis story? The first letter. The I in Hebrew.
In Hebrew?
Uh-huh.
Olive.
First letter?
As you see.
Yep.
It's the bet.
Yes.
Yeah, the bets. See, this is what's going to happen. And I'm not going to go too far. Is that we're talking about in Hebrew. We have the word Bereshit.
Yep.
That's the first letter. That letter is enlarged, right? You don't see the aleph. What's the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet? It's the aleph. This bet represents an house. The aleph here, the strength and the authority, all right, always existed. The one that's actually in control of the house is the aleph, and the aleph is the father. But when we went through the 7 candlesticks, we see that in the midst of the candlesticks, we have, in the beginning, created Elohim, Aleph, Tav. The Aleph Tav, in the book of Daniel, this is the 9th chapter, it said that the Aleph Tav he was stricken down when? At what time? Somebody said it, they're talking real well. Good? Right, in the midst of the week. So we have now the Messiah dying in the midst of the week, in the midst of the candlestick. So again, when we read these scriptures, my argument is now, who are these people? Because they're saying that, listen, you know what? I only want you to go to the Old Testament. I did a debate about 3 years ago. I was told, don't use the book of Daniel. Don't use the book of Isaiah. I mean, so it just got to the point where all the points in the book of Psalms, don't go to any of those books. So it got to the point where Isaiah was a liar. I was told that Isaiah was a liar. I was told that Psalms was a liar. I was told that Jeremiah was a liar. And so I'm like, wow, we're not really left with too many other. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, all right, but that's not what I'm getting here. But the point that I was trying to make here now, and just like Lori had brought to our attention, and that the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet is a bet, and the bet represents a house and a womb. The Father created, okay, the house to be inhabited. The Father has authority over the house. It is the Father's responsibility to fill the house. All right, that's the responsibility. In order to be in the house, everybody has to be in unity and in one accord. The groom is actually dying for the house because the house committed transgression and the woman was kicked out of the house. Through the death and resurrection of the Messiah, the bride now comes back into the house. And this is a metaphor of even how we're supposed to be running our households today, is that now we have an authoritative figure that the Father gave over the house, and the responsibility now of the strong leader is to fulfill the house. And when he fulfills the house now, or fill the house, his responsibility now is to make sure that everybody that's inside of his house is in one accord. So in the beginning, the Father, he created Ahab. He created Ahab. He created the word for unity is Akkad. All of this has to exist inside of the house. If that can't exist, we're going to have a problem. So just going back real quickly so I can finish this up here on the book of Isaiah. One more time. And he shall see light of the travail of his soul, and he shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many. He shall bear their iniquities. I don't see how Israel can bear Israel's iniquity. Somebody has to bear Israel's iniquity. Verse 12. Therefore will I divide him. We have to identify who's the him. I will divide him a portion with the great. He shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he hath poured out his soul into death. I don't see David doing this. No. And he was numbered with the transgressors, and he bare the sin of many, and made intercessions for the transgressors. I don't see how that's fitting David. I don't see how it's fitting
unilaterally.
No, not even nine. I don't see how we're coming up with that. But let me just finish this up here, all right? Because I have a whole lot more here. And let's go to, okay, we went to Zechariah 12, 10 to 14. Let's go to the book of Solomon. So the Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, 12 and 20. That's what it is. And 20. The Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse, chapter 2, you can start at verse 12.
Chapter 2, verse 12.
Yes. Now, I don't want to be held responsible for leading the witness, so you just tell me who you believe this to be. I'm not going to say anything. This is 2, we're going to start at the 12th verse. It says, "Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. For he is clean, contrary to our doings." So again, this person is clean, contrary to our doings. This person, he upbraideth us with our offending the Lord, and objected to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. This person professeth to have the knowledge of the Father. He called himself the child of the Father. This person, he was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstained from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounced the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that Yahuwah is his father. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what would happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of El, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us examine him, what despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own sayings he shall be respected. Who did this seem to be? I'm just trying to make sense out of the whole thing. But we don't want to go to the New Testament. But can anybody see where this happened in the New Testament where I'll cheat again? Wasn't Mashiyach on the stake?
Yes.
And wasn't it said, let's see whether or not?
Yes.
Okay.
He said, man, let's see what he said.
Yeah, exactly. So we see the same thing happening here. And, but again, it's told, listen, you can't use that scripture either. So, I promise, Mishpachah, this is the last one, the book of Micah, and we're going to shut it down from here. The book of Micah, let's go to let's go to chapter 5. Chapter 5, we start at verse 1. Now gather thyself in troops, O daughter of troops. He hath laid siege against us. They shall smite the judge of Israel with a rod upon the cheek. But thou, Bethlehem, Ephrath, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be ruler in Israel, whose going forth have been from old, from everlasting, or from the days of eternity. So someone was expected to come. And I read in verse 3. Therefore will he give them up until the time that she which travaileth have brought forth, and the remnant of his brethren shall return unto the children of Israel. Some say that this is David.
David.
Yeah, this is David. Now, I was throwing just this one last date, okay? And I promise this is it. The reason why I don't believe that this is David in the book of Micah, the 5th chapter. Watch this. The book of Micah was written in 750 BC. All right? David or Dawood was born in 970 BC. David died in 837 BC. This is 8, excuse me. The reason why that can't be David, this was written in 750 BC. David died in 837 BC. David was already dead 87 years. He was already dead. Micah, the 5th chapter, is not talking about David. He was dead. David is not the atoning sacrifice for the nation of Yashra'al. There's a special lineage that's coming out of the house of David, where the Father's going to now raise up the house of David again. And when we talk about the house of David, when it says the house of David, what does that mean? The house of David.
It's from David.
Somebody said it. The house of David is actually referring to the Hebrew word Zerach, the seed of David. Yashra'al Mashiyach came from the house of David. So there's a house of David, and then there's the tribe of Judah. But there's a special line that's actually coming from the house of Judah, which is the house of David. Besides of that David line, which is another story, because Kanaya is going to be a very important name. We'll talk about that a little bit later, because we're going to talk about how the house of David was actually cut off. And no particular men was going to come from this particular man. And so how do we now have the nation of Israel, or the atoning sacrifice, Yahushua, coming to redeem the house of Israel? But again, long story short now, when it talks about the house of David, we're talking about the bloodline, progenitorship of David. It needs to continue. And this person was actually Yahushua HaMashiach, so the Messiah had to come to atone for the nation of Israel. If the seed stops, the nation of Israel will cease to be a nation, the covenant is broken, and we're in a hell of a lot of trouble. All right? So basically, Yashra'al, that's all that I have. So based upon today's lesson, I know I went through a lot, but it's going to make itself clear in the next 3 sessions what I'm going to do, because next week I'm going to continue on with this, the following week, and the 4th week. I just want to make sure everybody has a good understanding, and if anybody have any questions pertaining to the lesson today, if your question is based upon what I believe in the next week's class, I'm going to say that's next week's class, because I'm not going to do another class today. I'm not going to do that, because I get long-winded, because I will do it. All right, so that's all that I have today, Mr. Carr, and I'm going to end the services there, but there has to be questions, so I'm up for the questions. Okay, we have Coty here.
Now, I'm going to phrase this question the best I can.
Okay.
We talked about the scepter and the 70 years, and then we went forward and talked about 1,000 years. And it came in existence of the revised scepter Bible. Follow what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, you get a better marker. Okay, the Masoretic text,
Right.
the time frame between the Septuagint.
The two. Now, my question is, there was a 7-year period that there was no acknowledged of the scepter. And I believe it was being revised into the next invasion of the original scepter being honored by the Israelites. In other words, the scepter was being changed into, I guess, the Greek. That's the best way I can explain it. Okay.
You mean the rulership?
The rulership and the change of recognizing the true religion.
When you go to the first book of Maccabees, we have, let's go to that right quick, on the first book of Maccabees. Try to answer the question is yes.
So the question really is, in that period, the 7-year period, it was quiet, or there was no practicing of the original scepter teachings? That's my original question.
Okay, between the books of Malachi and the book of Matthew, they call that like the dark ages, or the dark period, and they say that there were no prophets in Israel, there was nothing going on.
But, okay, that's true, I understand that part.
Okay.
But leading up to that part of Malachi, there was like a quiet period.